Since its founding in 2004, the Women's Fund of Santa Barbara has awarded grants of $11.6 million to local nonprofits, helping more than 100,000 women, children, and families.
It's hard to believe that only 20 years ago, 12 of us were sitting around the table thinking about how to best help the nonprofits, and here we are today giving away $1 million to basic needs in our community and making our community better. More and more of us became a part of the Women's Fund, and it was like dropping a pebble in a pond. The more people are involved with it, the more good we can do. Santa Barbara is a relatively small town, and you can really see the effects of your involvement and the decisions that you make. And I'm just very, very honored to be part of this. Makes me feel really great.
The Women's Fund of Santa Barbara provided critical resources to Transition House's emergency shelter for families with children after we lost a significant federal grant. The money from the Women's Fund helped us to sustain our service levels to parents and children while we searched for other sustaining funding sources. We were successful on both fronts thanks to the Women's Fund.
What I think is so powerful about the Women's Fund is it is this group of women who are investing in a better future. They will never know the children and the families that they're supporting at home, but they know by giving that they're making a lasting difference. To me, that's powerful.
I think one of the most important things about the Women's Fund is that they really understand what I refer to as the continuity of care. They understand how the process works. They fund SB Act. SB Act does outreach on behalf of Dignity Moves. So Dignity Moves works with SB Act to get folks into our villages. And then they fund Veracruz. So they moved from SB Act to Dignity Moves to Veracruz. And it's a continuum of care that's really important.
They see me sitting on the bench with all my stuff. And they got me off the street. I had a place to sleep, and I wouldn't have to worry about someone hitting me. I was at Dignity Moves for 7 months, and they helped me get in here. It's been 4 years since I've been able to cook at home. On the first day I was here, I cooked chicken casserole. It feels great that I could cook a meal for my family. It's a blessing that the Women's Fund helped.
Somebody like January, who was sleeping on a park bench, now has a life beyond her wildest dreams, is something that I think people should not have to miss. The gift of being able to be of service to others and to watch someone move from a park bench to an apartment to be able to make their own Christmas dinner is really priceless.
The Women's Fund unique model is simple. We pool our contributions, research community needs, and vote together to distribute grants to agencies that help our neighbors. Our volunteers are part of the magic. 94 cents of every expense dollar is returned to the community for grants and educational programs.
I've been a member and volunteer of the Women's Fund for 19 years, but I would never have stayed involved with this organization that long if I hadn't found it to be so educational, so impactful, so professionally run by dedicated and smart volunteers, and filled with amazing women that I have really come to admire and enjoy. Our collective giving model has not only survived these 20 years, it's thrived, and I couldn't be more proud to be part of it.
I am so honored to be a part of the Women's Fund of Santa Barbara because together we make a collective impact. My gift alone couldn't make the big difference that the Women's Fund can make for organizations in our community. Together, we're truly changing the lives of women, families, and children. I'm so excited for the next 20 years for the Women's Fund and the impact that we can make by inviting more women to join and get involved.
I think that some of the most special moments that we have are when organizations share their stories on the impact that a Women's Fund grant has had. And I get goosebumps and I start to tear up. In my short time with the organization, I've seen our endowment grow. I've seen a legacy society sprout up, looking at an organization that started with 12 women around the table to now having over 1,300 members, and how together we have built and are building a sustainable nonprofit that will impact the Santa Barbara community for years beyond.